Talks of wrestling, silly bits too. Having a blast bringing our show to you. They rant, they rave, they won't behave. Wrestling fans, come out your cave. It's time to BS and misbehave. Talking wrestling, time to go. Ring the bell and start the show.
Hello and welcome in for another edition of Talking Rasslin. I'm Pondwater Dave. Joined with me as always is the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn, who can't hear us at the time. So all the jokes I used last week, we'll just apply them again this week, and we'll just roll right into what's going on this week. Had a cool event this weekend. Hope everybody had a great week, by the way, for starters. But I was fortunate enough Saturday night to take part in Battle Zone Championship Wrestling in conjunction with the Gabby Strong Foundation. It was called Heroes Fight Forever. And I refereed 3 matches on this big event. First off, Sammy Wright defended the Battle Zone Light Heavyweight Championship against Eric Black and his brother Leo Wright in a triple threat match. Sammy did come out victorious on that triple threat match. Those guys are pretty spectacular in the ring. The crowd, it was cool because it was a fundraiser for pediatric cancer. And it wasn't your normal wrestling crowd. So it was just neat because we were winning them over. Some of them were fans, some of them hadn't ever, but they were having a great time, especially the kids. Sammy ended up out of the ring as after the match right there, and the kids were just almost dogpiling him. They were celebrating with him, and it was so cool to see that kind of enthusiasm being shown. Can you hear me now, Amy? Nope. Okay. But then this is Rickle Wildly. He's a carnival barker. He is really, really cool. Got a cool presentation. When his entrance is the best entrance on, I'd say, I don't even think it's cool. Fair to say that it's the best entrance on the indies. It's definitely the best entrance on the indies. But I'd put his presentation on any national platform, how he does it. His gear is all lit up. He has an LED hat that he puts on. The lights and the dark with the uniqueness of his gear. It's just such a cool presentation. My first time working with him. And then his opponent, of course, was Jesse the Dragonheart. It had a 15-minute time limit, and Ricka pulled off the victory in the last minute. So it was they went right down to the wire on it. Ricka was incredibly popular with the crowd, and if you can see, I got a little battle scar from that match because he pinned Jesse, and when Jesse kicked out, we smashed heads, and I saw stars, and it was the first time I'd ever almost got knocked out in the ring. I was a little loopy there for a second. Come to find out, he saw stars too. So it ain't ballet, folks. It makes for a fun story now. And then the Battle of the Cowboys. Cowboy James Storm. Sorry about your damn luck. Half of beer money. He was in a Battle of the Cowboys against Cowboy Cliff Rogers. And Cowboy James Storm was the winner. Poor Cliff. Cowboy James Storm got the kids involved, and Cliff kind of got his they grabbed Cowboy James Storm grabbed one leg, he had the kids grab the other, and they all pulled, and it was one of those situations that'll ruin your weekend if you can pick up what I'm putting down there. How we doing, Amy?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I've always been able to hear you.
I think I need a new headset. That's
No
what I'm going to have
shit.
to get. Mhm.
Don't get mad at me.
I got my glasses on and everything. I was
Hey,
hard at work.
it don't take me 5 weeks to figure out if I need a new headset.
Well, it takes me 5 weeks. So
No
there.
kidding.
You're not very nice to me.
I'm being real nice to you.
Did you get? You haven't got a package from me yet?
No, ma'am. Oh, don't
Okay.
make me feel like shit because I'm messing with you.
Yeah, you need to because you got a package on its way. I really thought you would have gotten it already, but
I looked yesterday when I saw that Dollar Dave got his.
I know. I was surprised. That was pretty quick. I
Yeah.
have to check on that.
How many stamps did you put on that?
I didn't. I gave it to I don't know what happened. I gave it to the post office. I didn't put those stamps on there.
Oh,
that wasn't me. So I don't know what happened.
He sent a package, and Dave showed us the package. Dollar Bill Dave from Drunken Pop here on Markout Moments, and it was like you could barely see his name and address. That had so many stamps on it.
Yeah, I have no idea what that was all about because he didn't do that when I mailed it. I mean, he put it was priority mail, so I don't know.
Maybe his meter must not have been working, so he just stamped it up for you.
Maybe so. It was like, but well, this. I like going to this post office. It's my Fancy Farms post office, and a few things have I sent a gift to Allison Faye a couple of Christmases ago, and it went all the way to her post office in Connecticut and then came back down. I mean, it was we had to track that present for a month. So I don't know if he was just overly that's not going to happen again. I don't know. Oh, Lordy.
Yeah. Well, also on this card, the Pharaoh of Funk defended the Battlezone Heavyweight Championship against Michael Parrish. And the Daybreakers were sitting in the crowd. They said after they won the Battlezone Tag Team Championships, they retired from Battlezone and gave back the belts. And but they were in attendance in the crowd for the fundraiser, and they hit the ring and they attacked Pharaoh Funk when he got the upper hand on Michael Parrish. Noah Hosey was in attendance, and he ran out to help Pharaoh. And Ricky Morton from the Rock and Roll Express left the gimmick table that he wasn't scheduled to wrestle, but he made a run in.
Oh, yay!
And the commissioner told the Daybreakers that if they had to be in a 6-man.
Oh.
The Daybreakers and Michael Parrish against Pharaoh Funk, Noah Hosey, and Ricky Morton. And they said they don't work there. And they go, okay, well, we'll just get Rankin's Finest to come over and arrest you for entering the ring then.
Oh.
So you're either going to wrestle or go to jail. Take your pick. And they took their pick, and Pharaoh, Ricky Morton, and Noah Hosey were victorious in the main event.
Yay. So you might have said this, were you the only ref?
No.
Obama was there?
I was ref with Nick Van Dam, and
oh, okay.
And I let him have the main because I've worked with Ricky before.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted him to have the opportunity because he's a young guy.
Oh, that's awesome. That was nice.
And then the reason we were there.
Oh my.
That little boy's name is Carter.
Uh-huh.
Carter, when he was 4 years old, had retinoblastoma, if I'm saying that correct. And he lost his right eye. But now he's in 3rd grade. So, and the Gabby Strong Foundation presented Carter and his family with a check for $10,000 to help out with all that he's got going on.
How awesome is that?
He's one of our heroes. And
I love that, the way it sounds, signed Gabby. That's so sweet.
And then we have Jackson. Jackson's 9 years old. He had medulla blastoma, which is a brain tumor. He recently had it removed.
Is that his twin? Are they twin boys? Do you know?
I don't know.
Oh, they just look very similar in age. I thought in size.
This
So I
is
didn't
Gab
know.
on the ends, on the end of each. The man on the end and the lady on the. Those are Gabby's parents.
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to give Jackson a check for. They were able to give Jackson a check for $10,000.
Oh,
And
that's
there's
so
also a little boy
amazing.
named Hunter there that had lost his leg. He was in attendance and he had a great time. All the kids had a great time. This crowd, and I'm gonna tell you what, for these people who have lost their daughter,
Mm.
they have turned it into such a positive, and I was just super proud. They had some really cool raffles.
Oh yeah, like what?
Well, they had several. Somebody provided a lot of pictures of autographed pictures of Jeff Jarrett,
Oh,
and
how
one of them was
cool.
Jeff trying to put Rick in the figure 4 at Ric Flair's last match.
Oh, were you there? Were you in the picture?
It was before I got in the ring.
Oh, darn it.
But I mean, I hadn't seen that picture, that frame, and I thought it was a pretty cool picture, autographed by Jeff.
Did you bid on it?
I did not.
Oh.
But no, you can go to GabbyStrongFoundation.org.
Mm-hmm.
Learn all about what they're doing. If you got a little extra jingle in your pocket and you're wanting to contribute to a good cause, I mean, I told the parents, I said, I hate that there's a reason that we're here,
Mm-hmm.
but it's such a blessing that it's been turned into such positive. I mean, something like that has been turned into such a positive. His parents are such nice people.
Oh, I can only imagine.
And for what they've been through, their faith is so strong. So, when wrestling, sometimes it seems like we hear so much the negative headlines when it comes to pro wrestling, but pro wrestling was used in a very, very positive way this night. And it was, everybody was proud to be part of it. And I saw Ricky Morton and James Storm and all the other wrestlers interacting with these kids, and it was just they were having the time of their life, getting to meet the wrestlers and holding championship belts and getting in the ring. And I'm gonna go to the chat. Samuel Whittington, and Sam recorded the event, which you can get it on his YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
318 Wrestling. Thank you so much, Sam. Sam saw it. Hi, Matt. Hey, Austin. Hi, Willie. Hey, Coach Keith. Miss Ginger. Miss Ginger was in attendance.
Yes.
They spilled her Coke.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she's still half hot about that.
I bet. Do not say hi to Matt, because he says I was running Windows 95 on a toaster. I am so sorry that I am challenged in this area, and I will be getting better because I'm getting a headset. There we go. So, Matt.
All right. But anyway, let's keep going. And there's everybody involved taking pictures with the wrestlers.
Oh, that's so good. I like that.
Holding the belt is the Pharaoh of Funk. Behind him is Noah Hosey. Next to him is Cowboy James Storm. Behind them is Rick Wildley. Then over on the other side, of course, is Ricky Morton. Jesse Dragonheart's above him, and there's Sammy right at the back. So a good time was had by one and all. It was a great event. Again, I'm just thanking them so much for letting me be a part of it. Mm-hmm. It was an honor and a privilege to be part of it. Always good to see Ricky Morton, Cowboy James Storm. They were just, I enjoyed working with him. It was my first time. And Sam said his mom won some prizes from the auction. What you know what she got, Sam? But I had donated a couple of action figures and A couple of autographed pictures. I think one of Jeff. I did a Jeff Jarrett picture, which I wish I'd have brought something because there were so many Jeff Jarrett pictures there. I believe Jeff Jarrett and Eric Bischoff.
Awesome.
Miss Ginger's not going to be doing any wrestling for 3 weeks. She had a big weekend.
Wow.
Friday night, she went down to Houma, Louisiana. And that's a hell of a haul for me. It's a haul for her, too.
I bet.
They went down to 225.
Uh-huh.
And they went down to 225 in Houma, Louisiana, which everybody knows that Houma, Louisiana is one of my favorite towns to work in. But the main event was Barrett Brown versus Steve Anthony. And from what I'm understanding is they tore the house apart. So
I bet so. I bet that was a good show.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it was. And I had Billy Gullett had asked me if I was going to be there. And I can't make Houma on a Friday night. It's just too long of a drive. But Miss Ginger did it, said she didn't get home till 4, and then she was back in Flowood for us. And she's going to take a break for a few weeks.
I don't care. 4 in the morning, or she got home 4 in the afternoon?
4 in the morning.
Oh, you had guests. You couldn't go Friday.
Yes, Friday night. Terry Weaver and his son Cyrus were in town for soccer. So they were our guests that night. And we got to sit up and visit for a while and
talk some soccer, I heard. You did talk some soccer. Awesome.
Then we had some breakfast the next morning and talked for a while. I was going to go to the game. Excuse me. I was going to go to the game. Cyrus played at 3:00, and then we were going to go watch Cyrus play for a while and then head over to the venue.
Mm-hmm.
But normally I have to be there at 5:00, but the VIP started at 5, so I got there at 4, and I wouldn't have had time to make it. And I hate that too because from what I understand, he had a great game and he scored 2 goals.
Yes, I know. I know. Well, maybe next time because I think their league is all in, is all over the place. So there's probably going to be a next time. Woo, 3 a.m. and Sunday morning.
Yeah. Oh, she's making towns.
I mean, Miss Ginger, that makes my
towns.
Bones hurt. Like, I can barely stay up till 11, 10 o'clock. I'm like,
got in late. We stood back here in the man cave a little bit and talked soccer.
Yeah. So they got to see your impression. You got to see everything. I was thinking about. Oh, hold on. Let me let my dog in.
Oh, you beat Tupelo on Sunday. What a successful trip through, Terry. Glad to have you. Can't wait to see you again.
So it's storming really bad here, and so Capone
it hasn't hit here yet, but it's coming.
He does not like rain, thunder, lightning. He's wanting to be right underneath my feet. So tell me you watched The Curse of the Von Erichs. I did.
All right. We watched The Curse of the Von Erichs, and wow.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, that's all. Like I was sitting there, and it's just wow because there's a major bombshell about Fritz, and that it changes everything to me.
I think one of the things that I liked is I love all the videos and pictures that were shown. They were definitely ones that were not necessarily out that we have seen before. Yeah.
I've never seen it. Let me ask you, did this hit real hard for you? Better or worse than expected? Did you go into it? Did you go into it with low expectations because we've seen this? I mean, they just did one a few years ago, and then we got the Iron Claw movie. I didn't expect to learn anything. I mean, I really thought when you first told me about it, I thought it was just a replay of one they had. I did too, because they really didn't even change up the art that much from the last time.
Yeah.
And how many times are you saying the Von Erich curse?
Yes, that's what it was. The curse. They kept talking, the curse.
And I mean, how many different ways can we tell this story? Well, apparently we can, because this time it was a little bit different. Willie, you can watch this on A&E. It's part of the WWE Biography series.
And I
And
would
this was
tell
just
you,
one. Part 2's next week.
yeah, I was going to say, Willie, if you might want to get on that and try to watch it if you can, because there will be a part 2. But like I said, I liked that there was a lot more. I feel like they were a lot more open about things in the family, things that were going on. Again, pictures, um, old home movies. Like I felt like we got to see a lot more of the actual family, than maybe previously was allowed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, we got to talk. We got Kevin's daughters.
Yes.
We got Kevin's daughters. Of course, we got the usual cast of characters with David Manning and Brian Adias.
Brian Adias.
We got Brian Adias this time, but we also got Wild Bill Irwin.
Yes.
And we got Kevin's daughter, Kristen.
Mm-hmm.
We got his daughter, Jill. I'm sure we didn't get Ross and Marshall because they're under contract to AEW. Kevin's Legends deal with AEW must allow him to do these things, but
there was a lot of talking about Fritz and Doris as Mimi
grandparents.
Mimi and what did they call him? I can't remember.
But I mean, let me bring my notes up. I mean, they started out with Kevin. He's out there playing football with his grandkids, and I thought that was cool. Kevin looks really good. I mean, Kevin looks better than Kevin's looked in a long time.
Maybe it's just the weight of
that good, clean Texas air must be.
And it might be the weight of just, like he literally is the one carrying the story. He is the only one left. And maybe now, like you said, he's kind of gotten a little bit back into it with AEW or WWE Legends or whatever he does. And Ross and Marshall are doing things. Like it's almost like he started to maybe get back into it a little bit. And I feel like there's just more opening up. Maybe he realizes people really do want to know, or he wants people to know the truth.
Well, yeah, they did a good. He says that the Iron Claw was great.
Mm-hmm.
They said they did a great job on the Iron Claw, but now it's time to get the real story. And ever since the Iron Claw came out, Kevin has really said that there was more to it, and he was wanting to get the real story out.
Yeah.
Let's face it, the Iron Claw, we've hashed it out. Fritz was not portrayed in a good light in Iron Claw. But David Manning and all of them, even on our show, David Manning said that none of them were contacted. These guys, it was just lightly based on a true story.
Right.
And it was entertaining.
Right. I think Fritz, yes, I know what you're saying about Fritz. I think it was still him. Obviously, the boys did not want to disappoint their dad. There's a lot of kids are like that. You know what I mean? Like, he was very talented.
Oh, I was always chasing the hug from my dad, too.
That's what I mean. So I know what you're saying, though. He wasn't in the best light, but I do think, he didn't like smack them around. Like we didn't see something like that, but I
don't believe that they didn't get their hides tanned.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't doubt that, but I do think what we saw, I think the portrayal of Fritz is probably kind of close to what was going on. But I don't think the portrayal of Doris might have been what was going on.
Oh, turns out that Doris was the hard ass, not Fritz.
Well, I wouldn't even say she was a hard ass. She was very much worried about perception. And so
yeah, she's putting on a smile in front of everybody, but it sounded like the granddaughters thought that she was the main one.
Well, but I just mean, yes, but I think, like I said, I don't feel like we got that at all from anything other than, I think we thought maybe she was more of a background character and just, but she was probably telling them to, buck up and smile, and you can't let people down, can't let your fans down. Like she was probably also saying those kind of things.
Well,
and we just always thought it was Fritz. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and the Fritz bombshell, I mean, I'm gonna lay this out that Fritz was an only child, and Kevin said he can't imagine what it would be like to be an only child because he loved his brothers very much. But his dad, the only time his dad got to spend any time with his grandfather, with his father, was the only time he only made time for him when they'd go hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Fritz's grandfather's name was Ross.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Ross was the only person in the family that showed Fritz any kind of love. But he lived 200 miles away. So there was a man in town that offered when Fritz was 12 to give him a ride to go see his grandfather because he was going that way. And before I go any further, I want to say that we're fixing to talk about a topic of a very, very sensitive nature. Viewer discretion is highly advised. If you're triggered by, I mean, you could, what we're going to talk about could be a trigger for some. I want to give you an opportunity to like check out now if you want to. I don't want to cause anybody any distress. I don't want to get kicked off this platform, so I'm going to try to touch on it as delicately as I can. But I did not see this coming. And apparently Fritz had a great relationship with his granddaughter, Kristen. And Kristen is, the oldest, and she's in her 40s.
When did Fritz pass away? Was it 2007 or 97? Sorry, I'm always throwing wild things at you. Sorry. I can look it up.
I didn't make a note of when Fritz passed.
97.
But I know he's born 1929.
Yeah, he died in 97.
Okay, but he was 12 years old, and this man gave him a ride, and then this man took advantage of him. It was was very inappropriate with him. We had an essay situation, but Fritz, this happened several times because Fritz getting to see his grandfather to Fritz was worth it. So he just kind of gritted his teeth and bear it. Kevin did not know this. Kevin said that Kristen had a really good relationship with her grandfather and that he shared things with her that he never told anybody else. Kevin said he wasn't even sure that it was something that he needed to know.
Mm-hmm. I'm very glad that I'm very glad Fritz was able to talk about that because I can't imagine, that was easy, to even say. Those are the type of people that we would like to throat punch, people who take advantage of children. I'm sure he's burning in hell, and I'm okay with that.
I mean, I hope Fritz's dad's burning in hell. I mean, they used to take them boys out in the woods in that town and have the kids fist fight, and they'd bet on the kids. And if Fritz lost a fight, his dad beat him.
Yeah, he definitely has some issues. Dad too, but I'm definitely talking about the.
But I don't think that it was a cycle that was revisited. I think it was because they've always lived in like a compound. Like he had the ranch, and they all lived there.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to make it a fun place to be. Where they did, I think he was trying to control his world and protect his kids. I think to keep them all together, and but. This kind of changes the whole my whole mindset of Fritz Von Erich. No, Allison, I'm not giving the compound a bad name. No. I mean, they all live together now. They all moved back from Hawaii. They've got a ranch down in Texas. It's a wedding venue. You see it on this episode.
Because
oh yeah, I've heard
the four of us are going to be living in a compound one of these days.
Yeah,
and Andrew's going to clean for us because he apparently he's OCD like that, so that sounds good.
But I think that it was like keeping the family together because the outside world is bad. And I mean, I don't know, hearing this, does this make you feel sympathy for Fritz or any different towards him?
I think it helps maybe put some pieces together. Like how he went on to excel. Like he probably, again, that was probably his dad was proud. So he probably did that, that was probably more of a need for him to do well. Do you see, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Than for himself. I mean, it was probably all for that attention or getting that love.
I mean,
I think I bet, well, no, I don't want to bet. I wonder if the boys' relationships with each other is everything Fritz had hoped it would be if he had siblings. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that they just all loved each other and wrestled and played. Like, so he could have almost been living through his kids that childhood that he always wanted that he never got.
And
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying.
And also, I completely get his relationship with his grandkids.
Yeah. The fact that he shared that with them and
with
didn't
her.
want to share it. Yeah. Well, yeah, a grandchild. I mean, that's pretty monumental. Because again, I'm assuming, which is never good, but Fritz grew up in the 40s, 50s, 60s. Like,
yeah, I'm just kind of wondering.
Men didn't.
I don't guess he thought he could tell his.
I
don't think he thought he could tell his dad, and why I don't know why he wouldn't tell his granddad. I mean, but I mean that happens and kids don't tell. So,
well, and sometimes the person, well, just like you said, if he told, he would never get it right. Like that has to be, you choose your hell, I guess. Like never getting to see my grandfather, never having anything good, or do this once a week. I mean, I don't know. But I mean, and that's beyond sad for a 12-year-old to have to deal with. Like I said, I'm sure that person is burning in hell, and I'm not affected by that. So
I enjoyed and now we're going to put that to rest. I mean, I hate that. And it makes me think of Fritz on a different, I mean, just.
It literally was the first, 5 minutes into the show. I mean, it was, it was laid out pretty quick in the
yeah, I mean,
biography.
It was kind of dropped matter of fact.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just the way she slipped that in there. And I was like.
And you know what else too? And this could have been for Fritz. He may not have wanted to lay any more on his boys because they had already gone through so much,
Yeah.
Like, why tell Kevin when he literally is the last survivor of 6, of a group of 6 boys? He might have just, it just
and
wasn't
she didn't do it. And she didn't do this in a way like, let me tell you about my grandfather and like, this wasn't like a plan for her to babyface Fritz.
Right.
Because I mean, she didn't really elaborate. I mean, she just told the story, like trying to understand that Fritz did not have anyone as a small child, except for the one family member, Ross. And Kevin must have, I don't know if Kevin knew Ross, but Kevin named his son Ross.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just blows my mind that, but I guess it's good that he finally felt comfortable enough to unburden himself with it.
Yes. I can't imagine what that was like, carrying that around with all the other tragedy and then having that on you that you couldn't feel or you didn't want to talk about. It just wasn't, you didn't talk about stuff.
And I genuinely believe that Fritz was a man of faith, especially in his later years.
It makes me
after meeting the people that I met this weekend, that, I mean, I don't know how I would react to. Nobody should have to bury their children,
right?
But to not
Right.
only go through that, but they have refocused on their faith. I mean, it's just so I don't question that Fritz. I mean, because he gets. I mean, we heard these stories for so long. He gets such a bad rap.
True.
You always hear that he forced these boys to wrestle.
Right.
But I'm
Right.
getting ahead. I'm getting ahead. Let me go back because I
Yes.
thought it was cool when that we learned that Fritz went to SMU on football
Mm-hmm.
and discus and met Doris
Mm-hmm.
and lost his scholarship because he was married. But then he packs up and he goes to Niagara Falls. He goes up to New York to wrestle and becomes, I mean, at first he was wrestling as Fritz Von Erich. I mean, as Jack Atkinson.
Mm-hmm.
But then he needs to be hated. And he becomes a hated Nazi, Fritz Von Erich. And when you saw those, some people say the Iron Claw is not an intimidating move. I don't know how you could watch that the way that Fritz applied the Iron Claw. He applied it in a very believable way. I enjoyed seeing all that footage.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Fritz wrestle as Fritz Von Erich before. But I mean, the footage they were showing, man, he'd get that claw on there. And I mean, he was like digging it in. And I mean, and the blood. And I mean, Fritz was very, very, very believable.
Right.
That big hand was on somebody. I mean, and when he grabbed their head, I mean, the fingers was going all the way back. I mean, like big, huge hands as big as their head. And I mean, he was like really laying it in. And it was awesome seeing that old footage. But
they had a lot of, I don't know if they had a video of Jack, the son who passed away.
The
home movies. So it makes me think that, they might have taped a lot of Fritz's matches and different things. You know what I mean? Like, so there might be a lot of those kind of little hidden gems that they have that they might start showing or watching. Because that's one of the things too in the biography, is Kevin and his family and his grandchildren are all watching old videos, and he, that's my granddad, or that's my, and I love how even though the girls barely remember, or if at all, everybody was Uncle David, Uncle Carrie,
I think the girls remember.
Well, but I mean, they were been like 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I just meant like, I think it was like.
I mean, we saw the videos that
part of the
they remember Mike.
Yeah.
I think some of them are old enough to remember Chris, but I mean, you saw the video with, riding on Mike's back.
Yes. I guess I just meant more like David, even Carrie. Yes, I do think they remember him. But he passed away fairly, or depending on where they were, they might have been, so. But they were a very close family, and they hung out a lot. So I mean,
yes, the cousins were tight. The brothers were tight. They lost Jack, and there was an interview with Fritz, and they asked him about his faith, and he said at that time he didn't have any.
Mm-hmm.
But he also said that if God get him back to Texas, and he did, and they came back to Texas, and I loved seeing Fritz at the Sportatorium with Bill Mercer in 1966.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Fritz who the best wrestler was, and he looks at him like, you're looking at him. And Fritz had that big cigar, and I just getting to see they started showing just the home movies.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing Kevin and his wife and the grandkids watching movies, and the grandkids asking him questions, and
got the marriage, right? They showed a picture of them getting married.
Yeah. The Kevin's perspective, about his brothers hit pretty hard, and I remember he said that he used to think life was too long, but now he thinks it's way too short.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they pointed out what you said about Doris, but it came off that she was saying that Doris was more concerned with appearances.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the impression from the girls that, I mean, I had the same dynamic. My grandmother was on my dad's side. I mean, my granddad Miller was great. My papa was great. My granny Miller was a bitch.
Is that the one who took you all to the sportatorium? Didn't she take you for your birthday or something?
No, my mom took us. But me and my brother took my granny Miller to Reunion Arena. She was there the night they slammed the cage door on Carrie's head.
That's right.
Because she used to tell us about how granddad would take her to the sportatorium when they had a box seat. Yes. He's captain of the fire department. So he got in everywhere. They treated him like a celebrity.
Exactly.
And but no, I mean, my granny was a hard ass, and so it sounded like Doris was cut from that cloth. She wanted to have that perfect family. Mm-hmm. David Manning mentions that I think he was taught early that if you say anything about the boys, you're going to be punished. And mm-hmm. It wasn't by Fritz.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got a situation similar in my family that if you said something about my cousins, their mama didn't care. I mean, she'd find a way to ruin your life.
Oh, that's not nice.
Vindictive. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I've seen it. The Texas women or something. Were they protected or trapped?
In what way?
You know, they said that they tried to make it where it was so fun there, nobody wanted to leave. I mean, they hunt. They had a place to hunt. They had a place to fish. They rode their motorcycles. Everything they wanted to do, they could do there on the ranch.
I really do. Like, I'm starting to think, and I could be, like I said, I could be completely wrong. I just really wonder if it wasn't, I don't feel like they were trapped, but
I just think it was protective.
I think it's what Fritz wanted, as in, again, I don't know what Doris's family was like, but I just feel like with the way Fritz grew up, he probably wished he had siblings, he had brothers that he could talk to. I just really feel like
I think I think it was more for protection.
Protection of what? Like,
well, I mean, Fritz probably had in his mind that if he sent his kids off with somebody's going to do something to him.
Oh, well, he could. You know, like, just because he was gone when Jack died, and he might think, you know, like.
I think everything we're all together, so.
True. I don't think they were trapped on purpose. Like, if it was set up like that. The other thing, now you tell me, I think some guy, I mean, if they're really close with their brothers, like hunting, fishing, like all of that stuff just kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if you have good relationships with your siblings, you like doing things with them. So I don't feel like they were trapped. No, I don't feel like that was, I mean, protective. I could see that where, you know, just want to make sure that everyone's close. It is ironic.
And I think they were taught to be tough because if your dad's a wrestling villain.
True.
Those boys took a little crap at school before their dad became the hero.
Very true. And I think too, you got to think they wrestled each other. They saw their dad. They want to emulate their dad. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is
well, Kevin said it was always football for him.
Yeah.
And it was basketball for Dave.
Makes sense.
Football, and then Carrie was more in track and field.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about Dave. We got the tragedy and the curse. We talked about Jack Jr. dying. Then David Von Erich. They said that David found out how much he could make wrestling and wanted to be a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sign me up. I like that they showed Kevin's first match. Did you recognize Playboy Buddy Rose?
I don't know if I did or not.
They
I'd have to go back and look
they
at that.
showed
I don't
Kevin.
remember.
I've never seen clips from Kevin's first match, and that was Playboy Buddy Rose. He was going by Paul Percival at the time.
Okay.
They showed David's debut, and I'd always heard it was Gary Hart, but that wasn't Gary Hart. And they talked about David getting married young.
Yes.
And I looked at Stephanie because they were kind of tap dancing it around. And I got tickled because back then we called it getting a girl in trouble.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, and then she dies of SIDS.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, you know, so Fritz had lost one of his. And David lost one.
He lost his first grandchild.
Yeah, that caused marital problems.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes when you lose a child, the families fall apart.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you see it.
The grief just takes you over, and you can't.
I can't wrap my brain around it. I've seen it happen. I can't wrap my brain around it. I'm not going to pretend to understand it.
No, and I hope I never do. I'm not going to lie. You know.
At what point does this stop being coincidence? Or do you believe in the curse idea? Or is this a case that, I mean, they say that God won't throw more at you than you can handle, but
I do not believe in curses. I don't believe in a curse. I don't. However, this was a family that was just maybe very close and very in the spotlight, and it became, I mean, they just had tragedies. I don't think Fritz sold his soul to the devil. I don't really know how that works, but
I don't think so. Oh no, I don't think that for a second.
But I mean, it was a tragic accident with Jack. SIDS is, especially in the 70s, 80s, you know, before they knew like not to smoke and some of the other risk factors was, I don't want to say prevalent, but it, you know.
If you don't know about with SIDS, it's SIDS is sudden infant death syndrome.
Yes.
They don't know what causes it or why it just happens. And but then
I do wonder, okay.
Yeah.
About the boys.
Hang on, let me tell Willie this.
Oh,
Willie
yes.
goes, I don't know. I know this story. I don't know if I need to go through it again. Willie, it's really different with the perspective of, I mean, we're getting two of Kevin's daughters. We're getting Carrie's ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie's ex-wife's telling her part. And I believe next week we're going to have Holly and Lacey.
Yeah.
Holly and Lacey, Carrie's daughters, are going to be in it. So, I mean, we're getting it. It's more of a positive. I mean, it's as positive as you can get on a negative story, because it's like the kids are like, hey, I'm tired of hearing about how miserable our childhoods were, because they weren't.
Right.
I mean, we had a lot of tragedy in the family, but you're getting to hear the point of view. You're getting to hear with their memories of these people.
Right. I do wonder how much, I mean, when you have brothers who commit suicide, 3 of them, I do think that there is some, I don't want to say, I think they would have rather died than to let their family down and be perceived as, you know, whatever. And if we just, now I'm sitting there like after watching this, and it's like Doris was like perception, appearances. And if that was like her main thing, and she held herself together after losing her kids, you can see where some people would be like, I would rather be dead than to lose, have my parents disappointed that I did not put the appearance out that everything was okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that they truly could not speak emotions or deal with anger or other issues. So they took drugs, or, at least Carrie did, drank or whatever to kind of numb that.
Did you get the feeling when they started showing the wrestling that Kevin was wrestling, but David came in and it all changed for Kevin? Like, I got the impression from just what they showed of David, they were showing the rise of David Von Erich as a huge star. And him and Kevin loved tag teaming together.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it just kind of showed that this part of was the only thing that I could get that even lined up with the Iron Claw was that there was more tension on David. I felt like there was more tension on David than Kevin.
Right. But Kevin
I mean,
also
Kevin's
said,
biggest successes were coming as a tag team with David.
right.
They showed David wrestling Harley Race. They showed David beating Harley Race.
Mm-hmm.
They showed Harley Race standing there with a microphone, cutting a promo, putting over David Von Erich,
Mm-hmm.
which, I mean, my God, David walked over and shook his hand. I mean,
I think one of the things
Harley Race standing there speaking so highly of David in front of the crowd, in front of other wrestlers.
right.
And
Yes.
I don't think Harley would have ever let David beat him with the Iron Claw in
Mhm.
St. Louis.
Right.
If he didn't think,
didn't.
I mean, that's what I've said in every David Von Erich episode we've done, is that it's apparent that Harley Race thought it a lot of it.
100%. I think, though, I was getting the feeling, which I think we've kind of gotten it over time. I don't really think Kevin was like overlooked or overshadowed. I think Kevin liked wrestling in Texas and at the Sportatorium, but he had already married. He was married with Pam,
And
who he is
he's
still
staying as
married.
much.
Well, and he's still married to Pam.
Right.
And they had a family. He did not want to travel. So I could definitely, I mean, in this case, if you have one son who's like, yeah, I'll wrestle here, but I'm not really wanting, I mean, that's not excited about getting out there. I could see Kevin or David, he was excited to get out there, and you know what I mean? So,
and they talked more in detail about David in the days that have led up to his death.
yeah,
That it wasn't like David just got sick right before he left.
yeah,
They said they could see his color had changed. He would become really white.
yes.
He was throwing up a lot.
Which makes me feel like it sounds like an ulcer. Like it sounds like he was losing blood, like a bleeding ulcer or
and they
something.
said he was eating a lot. I mean, like they went and he ate 2 steaks.
But
and
Go
Bill
ahead.
Irwin was the last one to see him alive.
Yes,
Because Bill Irwin said he was laying right where he was when he left him.
right. Because he was going to call his family. I liked how, I don't know why, but I liked how Kevin and Rick, and did Rick say it? I think so. Or Kevin definitely said it, and maybe somebody else. They said David was supposed to win. Like, I know that they had this big stadium and that was, but that was like, this is where we were going with the NWA heavyweight title. And then he died. And then they had to pivot, and, Kevin didn't want to do it.
Yeah, we were always told it was a coin toss.
Yeah.
And Kevin said, guys, I was married. I didn't want to go. The world champion has to do a lot.
I guess that's a better story.
He goes, goes, yeah, they had to tell us that. But
right.
Kevin's never come out and said, I didn't want to do it.
Right.
I mean, he flat out said there was no coin toss. I told Carrie to do it. And
yeah, and again, I think that went back to, I don't feel like there was, I mean, you never hear Kevin talk about any animosity about, well, David got picked over me, or, you know what I mean? There's no rivalry there.
Yeah, they made him seem butthurt in the movie. And he wasn't. He got to stay home with his kids.
Yeah, he didn't want to go.
He didn't like to travel.
And I think that was way more apparent in this biography than anything I've ever seen. You know what I mean?
And I've said it all along, and I truly believe that if Kevin didn't have the relationship he has with his wife and kids, that Kevin be dead now too.
Possibly.
Uh,
Possibly.
we're getting the rise of the Von Erichs. I mean, I loved seeing all the old footage. Just watch this because you're seeing things we've never seen before.
Home movies.
I was
like
marking
you said,
out
home videos.
the home videos, the wrestling, certain like they were showing some things from Fort Worth.
And I like that Michael Hayes was on there.
They brought the Freebirds in, and the WCCW boom period had started. They were getting rock star reactions. The atmosphere in the sportatorium, the fans were treating them like superheroes.
I thought I was watching it though, and I was thinking, Kevin and Michael Hayes are the only ones left from that 6-man trio. You know, from that 6-man. David Manning in the ring, he's still, but I mean, of the actual participants, and I think that's kind of a wild. I don't know why. I just thought about it, but.
Matthew Presley wants to know, I was very young when David died. Can you describe the impact of emotions that was felt as a fan, and was it different or difficult to watch for a while after?
It does show it shows also in this biography. I felt like we got a lot more video of David's funeral, David over in Japan, like the whatever they had on, like that the Great Baba was there, that one frame picture that they had.
Now they said the schools closed. The schools didn't close. We all skipped. I skipped school. Me and my girlfriend went to the funeral. I sat in the balcony. I actually made it. I got in the church.
Because he said
I did not go to the graveside.
Right.
But I was at the church. I went to the funeral. I felt like I needed to. I've never before or since felt that strongly about a celebrity's passing. When I heard the day, I still remember when I found out that he died, it literally felt like an egg broke inside of me. Does that make sense?
I think so.
I've never before that or since that have been affected by a celebrity's passing.
I thought it was interesting how I think it was Fritz. I don't remember who said it. It might have been Kevin. I don't know who said it. That Fritz said, we got to go with whatever the autopsy says.
Right.
Because they're probably going to get it. The press is probably going to get it. So
I've
that
never
makes
wavered.
me wonder. They knew. I mean,
he's taking pills because he was hurting.
Right, but I'm just saying they knew it could have been alcohol. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you normally say that.
Yeah,
and that they drank a lot or they whatever.
I love that they were talking about Dave liked wild turkey because I met him. I met him the Friday night before he died at the sportatorium. I got to shake his hand. But when he walked in the door before he went in the dressing room, he was carrying a bottle of wild turkey.
Yeah.
So I mean, but they said that David was the only he's only one of the bunch that really like liquor.
Right. Kevin was growing his own marijuana.
Yeah.
They showed us that too. That was different. Didn't know that.
But the way that everything was going crazy, this wasn't wrestling. This was a movement in Texas.
Oh, 100%.
And
I really wonder if, and I don't know Carrie's age or whatever, but he was he was he was the fourth child. And Kevin said some of that. So Kevin kind of talked about how, I don't know how he
said that him and David would keep everybody in line.
Yes.
But Carrie was Carrie was too nice, and Carrie was an enabler.
Right.
Like
yes.
David and Kevin would probably try to keep them from doing things they shouldn't do. But Carrie was like, no, here you go.
Right.
Carrie's the guy that was going to go in the liquor store for you and he was going to go in there and buy your beer for you.
Right.
Like while you're waiting
Right.
around back because you're underage. I thought that was kind of neat. And
Yeah.
and his ex-wife Kathy talks about that. I mean, she speaks like Carrie always was using some,
Right.
you taking pills, but she said it ramped up when David died.
Well, I wonder, because all of it came to him. Kevin had already said, I don't want to do, I
Right.
want to wrestle here. I'm not really wanting to go around. And if you have your mom and dad, we'll say mom, definitely, dad, possibly. I mean, everything is on your shoulders because the business, I mean, that's what, and Kevin says that too. Wrestling was a job to them. It wasn't just, oh, we're going to go and have some fun. Like, it was a job. It's what kept their, it's what paid their bills.
How about Carrie being offered a full ride scholarship to the University of Texas to play football? And he said, no, I don't like football. I want to do track.
Exactly.
He likes throwing the discus.
And then
I wonder if he threw the shot too.
No, I don't think he's ever.
I know he was throwing the discus because he talked about throwing the discus and his mom going and getting the discus and bringing them to him.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think Carrie was not emotionally ready to carry all of that with David dying. And if his family, if there can't, appearances are everything. So, and like you said, he was the enabler. He wasn't really like, he was the 4th out of 6. So, I mean, he
was a rock star though.
Why am I having to be the stoic one like Kevin? Kevin's an older brother. I'm not an older brother. Does that make sense?
But even his daughters could tell he was messed up.
Yeah. We might get more of that next week.
Yeah.
But it's just weird. The last 3 all committed suicide.
But they were showing the I loved that they really got into what was going on at the Sportatorium with the Von Erichs and the Freebirds, Texas versus Georgia. I love that line that Kevin always says, it's a war between decency and filth.
Yes.
I love that. The crowd reactions were great.
Yes. I was thinking though, because they have again, this is a biography on AEW, and it is sponsored or helped, or I don't know, produced by WWE. Because you had Mark Henry, you had John Layfield, you had, Undertaker.
Well, who were fans?
Well, but no, I'm
saying they're my age. I mean, they're a little younger.
Oh, yes.
A little younger or my age. But you had Steve Austin, who was just going to school in Denton. He was going to the Sportatorium to watch the Von Erichs and the Freebirds. The Undertaker, Mark Henry,
right.
JBL. They were all. Heck, I loved hearing John talk about his world-class fandom. Just when I got to have lunch with him, we talked about how cool all that was at the time.
I was thinking, especially when Stone Cold said, me and my buddies used to, whatever, on Friday nights go watch it or whatever. It made me think you could have been in your section up top. So you in this, so
I'm not sure I didn't see myself on there.
Well, but I just wondered if you were in, like, when you would be going to the show.
Yes.
Steve Austin was also going.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you all were all there at the same time. I just thought that would have been, that's kind of wild to think about.
I saw them they showed a clip and there was somebody standing up against the wall.
But we might have
There was a guy and a girl. There was a guy and a girl standing up against the wall. And I think, I'm not sure, but that might be me.
Yeah, that's true. Because he had 3 stakes.
Yeah.
Woo.
Said that Wild Bill Irwin gave great insight to David's last night. He said David purged after eating dinner at Rivera, and then he got more food. And but I mean, I don't believe. I mean, I believe that David died just from what they said that David died of. But he wasn't.
How it got there.
He wasn't crazy about the exam process either. So.
Do what? Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, it's a tragedy. And
well, and again, I think that we've seen that though, in some ways where, especially in that time frame, you have to go on to make money. You know what I mean? Like, people didn't allow themselves to get sick. They did not allow, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you didn't make any money if you were sick and you called off or whatever. So you push. So he could have had a bleeding ulcer. He could have had, erosive esophagitis. There's lots of different things that could have been going on, especially with the paleness. That makes me feel like he was losing blood somehow.
Yeah.
And he might have been passing it and just not saying anything, like, again, because he thought, oh, it'll be okay or whatever. I'll get through this.
Yeah. Mark
you
says,
know.
can you imagine the WCCW would have been if David not passed away? Skandar Akbar told me if David would have lived, everybody would have still been working in Texas.
Well, he definitely would have become the NWA heavyweight champion.
And I think he had the promoter gene like his dad. He understood how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
David went out and did the work.
Right.
David was like his dad. David went and learned how to work Hill. David liked to travel. David knew how to do it.
Do you think Ric Flair would have been as big?
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
Think so?
I think if David would have won it, he would have lost it. I don't think David's first reign I think David would have had multiple reigns. But I don't think David would have held it long because Flair was booked in the Meadowlands against Steamboat. They probably wouldn't have gone into the New York market with David instead of Flair. Mm. Just what I think. But,
true. That's for true.
They were working hurt. The drug use was ramping up. I mean, Michael Hayes said as much.
Well, and I think, like you said, that you couldn't say nothing about the boys.
No, you couldn't call it to anybody's attention.
So that could be, laid out.
But Kerry's struggling. You can ask yourself, did the business fail them, or did the system just exist? And that was just what they did. You had to work to get paid.
But I think it didn't help that they were the promoter's kids. Like, if it would have been someone else, I mean.
But see, I got the impression that they were, the way that everybody was talking about, it talks about them, that they were just, they were just one of the boys.
Well, no, I meant the system. Like, it wasn't like you could go to the promoter and say, whatever, like, he's messed up, we can't, like, I think they took it upon themselves to, like, slap them around, whatever, throw some water on them, instead of, like, complaining to the promoter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't do that. You had to make it work, or you would get blamed and not Kerry, even though he, was whatever, pilled out of his mind or something. I don't know.
But
I felt, it was interesting. It was very, like I said, I felt like it, for whatever reason, it made you think.
I got chill bumps. When they showed all the Texas Stadium footage.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I never don't get chill bumps when I see that. I love that they use the hole in the roof so God could watch. But that's why, that's why there was a hole in Texas Stadium so God could watch his team play.
Understand.
And I'm gonna tell you, and when you think about it, the Cowboys were a much better football team when God was still a fan of them. He had the short title reign. They showed Flair winning it back. I'd seen that before. They tried to all tell us on TV that Flair cheated,
right?
But you see in the clip he didn't, and we got that video, Lords of the Rings from Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and it showed us that finish back in '85. So we all knew back then. Was this the greatest emotional payoff in wrestling history?
For Texas fans?
There's a lot of people there that day. A lot of people there that day. And when they showed those episodes, there's people all over the world that got to see that.
Yeah. I don't think you have that if it hadn't been for David's death. And
it's an emotional payoff.
And then the way it was all framed. I don't think you've had that. I mean, I don't think you've ever had that like you did.
Yeah, this was win-1 for the Gipper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if David would have won the title, everybody would have been ecstatic.
Right, but this
If
was
Kerry would have won the
completely
title
different.
without David dying, everybody would have been ecstatic. But I think
This was
everything built up to
definitely
this moment in memory of David in front of all those people and the dream. I mean, it finally happened. It was
I can't think of any other time. Like I can't think of it. That is the number one
the only
emotional.
crowd that I even came close to being in my life that reacted that way was when Nolan Ryan got his 5,000th strikeout. But as soon as he got his 5,000th strikeout, we were done. Like everybody was
Right.
quiet from then on.
Right.
Like
Again,
we got that
Texas.
moment, we peaked, it was over. But it wasn't like that at Texas Stadium. I mean, we were higher than all them boys put together.
I bet. I bet.
I think next week's going to be a more difficult episode. We're hearing from the ex-wife,
Mm-hmm.
Kathy. We're going to hear from the daughters. She watched her husband turn into something that he wasn't. She watched the drugs take him completely over.
Did Mike die before Carrie?
Oh yeah, Mike died before Carrie.
Okay, I thought so, but I couldn't remember. Did Chris die before Carrie, or was it after?
Chris died after Carrie. Chris died after. I think Chris died after Carrie.
I think Carrie was the last one to die. Let me look.
You're right. Carrie was the last one. Yeah, Carrie was the last one to die.
Okay. I was thinking so. I mean, unfortunately, I was thinking that after I said it, I was like, I think he was the last one to pass.
Matt says when he started watching World Class on ESPN, he wasn't aware that David was dead. So the time frame growing up of him dying off, he didn't know until years later. I'm going to tell you what. The WWF gave David a 10-bell salute on their programming. That's how much that Vince McMahon thought of the Von Erich family.
There was, yeah. Did they show that in this documentary? I don't think they did.
Well, he did a highlight. Vince McMahon did like a spotlight on the Von Erichs.
That's what I was saying, but they didn't.
But no, they didn't show the 10-bell salute on WWE programming, but you can find it on YouTube. David Von Erich, WWF 10-bell salute.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't
sure
doubt
you
it.
can find it.
I was just trying to remember.
The overall ranking for this episode, man, I give it. I'll give. I mean, I can't think of anything that I didn't like about the episode. Like, I mean, like this is cool. You've taken something that we've beaten the ground. We've heard it every way that we can possibly heard it, and you found a better way to tell it. Like we're clearing up. We're doing damage control on this Iron Claw movie.
Well, and not even just that. We have Kevin telling us. And this is probably the first piece that maybe he was in complete control of or wanted to be.
He sounded very coherent. He didn't sound like he was working us. Because sometimes Kevin will tell the story and you can tell it sounds like he's working us.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get the feeling. I didn't get the feeling that anybody in the family was working us last night.
Right.
I think Kevin was like finally got to the point that he was comfortable. Just he didn't feel like he had to cover anymore.
Right.
You remember how Arn used to be? Arn was very uncomfortable breaking kayfabe. And it took a while to start. Well, but he's a lot better than he used to be.
Oh, definitely.
But I mean, when he first started trying to do podcasts and stuff, it was like pulling teeth because you could tell he was trying to, he wasn't letting kayfabe go. Yes. And I feel like for years and years and years, Kevin really wasn't letting kayfabe go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is what he grew up in, and that, you didn't do that.
I love the Wild Bill Irwin element of it. I think he was really well spoken. I think that he didn't feel like he had an agenda. I think he was telling the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, he told it like it was. We were drinking our ass off. And he was going to call. I mean, he said we drank and drank and drank, and we drank some more, and we ate. And Dave, I mean, but I mean, it's just like I said, there's no happy ending to this until it's just Kevin and his family are the happy ending to this.
Right.
And I thought this was kind of heavy, but it's just getting started. I think next week is going to be super, super. I mean, because we're going to start getting into it. And if they bring in Gino and they talking about Gino, and I mean, you got Mike's toxic shock. You don't know what that disease did to him. I always cut Mike some slack on his suicide. And Chris, bless his heart, he wanted it more than any of them. But I don't want to get ahead of it. I'm not going to start speculating until we get to it. I'm trying to stay on track.
Well, and it will be interesting to hear what Carrie's family, what their conversations might have been with Carrie that we've never heard. You know,
I think we're going to get it.
About it. Yeah, I do too.
I think Kathy's going to, because I mean, we all know that, you know, she took the girls and she left him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to find out that I think out of all the boys, I think Carrie's demons were the biggest. I think we've already been set up with that Kevin laid the groundwork, that Carrie was Mr. Fun Time.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was out of control with his demons, and I think the next episode is going to be hard to watch.
I think too. I think we're going to hear maybe some more of the fact of perceptions and how important that was to the family, and maybe, you know, because again, you've got to think about.
And we're gonna hear from Bruce. I mean, Bruce has already been peppered in a little bit, but Bruce was there.
Yeah.
Bruce was there for the WWF run.
Yes.
Ted DiBiase was there for the WWF run. I mean, I think we're going to hear from the people that worked with him and when he had his run in WWE. So
I hope we do. I think it'll be really. I mean,
I think out of respect, I think we've only gone so far with the story.
Right.
And I think now it's like, hey, let's just tell the truth. We don't have to protect it anymore. It is what it is.
Right. It's
30
kind of
years
like
later.
Yeah. It's kind of like how Bruce does something to wrestle with, you know, of just like he's talking about the Royal Rumble 2000. Like you could, you know, like what was going on? And this was what was going on backstage when you were watching this. And I think that's kind of what hopefully we will be getting, because I think people are really, really interested. Because again, I do think we know a lot more about mental health, and not saying that they were, but I mean, depression and perfection. He didn't have any other outlet. Things like that. No.
I mean, Rick said when his son died that he retreated to the bottle, and Rick got drunk and I mean, it got bad, but Rick didn't know how to deal with it. And I guarantee you that nobody in his family knew how to deal with it.
No. And they weren't allowed to talk to each other about it because of perception. You know what I'm saying? Like there was something there that maybe, you know, if they tried
I think it was the mom. I thought everybody said it was Fritz, but I think it was the mom. Sounds like Fritz needed somebody to talk to, and he talked to his granddaughter.
Well, you know what? That's a very interesting piece.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I've come out of this with a whole different view of Fritz and a whole different view of Doris.
I probably have more of a different view of Doris, and yeah, and not yeah. I think I do. I think her and Fritz might have done so well because they had the same mindset.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna hit you with rapid fire, and we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
Fritz, misunderstood or controlling?
Misunderstood.
David, biggest what if ever?
100%.
Carrie, most tragic story?
Ooh, let me wait and see what next week tells me.
Curse, real or narrative?
Narrative. I don't believe there's a curse.
All right.
Are we not going to do my trivia?
We're gonna do. Oh yeah, we're just wrapping up.
Okay. I'm sorry.
About the A&E.
I'm sorry.
This is one of the better biographies. I'm super impressed with it. That it took the same story when you didn't think that you could squeeze that any more blood out of that turnip, and they did. And that in a good way. In a good way. I mean, they're not milking it. I'm just saying that this is really well done. I've loved what they've done here, and I encourage everybody to go out of their way to watch it if you haven't.
What do you think some other ones could be that might be on this same level? You know what I'm saying? Like this.
Well, I was going to ask you, have you watched
different.
the Hulk Hogan documentary on Netflix?
I have not. You think I should?
I'm 2 episodes in.
Okay.
I'm going to watch the other 2, and we'll do that. We'll talk about Hogan. We'll talk about Hogan
after we finish
2 weeks, because we're going to stick with the Von Erich theme next week.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said,
it's time for Amy's trivia. Can you hang? How big's your brain? It's time to play.
what's the topic tonight?
It's actually Chris Candido, because this day in 2005, Chris Candido passed away.
Well, I didn't see that coming.
Exactly. Try to do a little different. I know. So Chris was born.
I did not see Brooke on the Bubba the Love Sponge. I don't watch Bubba.
Is that like a recent episode?
Yeah, I don't know why Brooke was being. I mean, you can't reconcile with your dad, but you can. This dickhead's the reason that. I mean, this dickhead caused your dad more problems. I'm not saying Hulk didn't make his own bed, but I mean, let's face it, if Bubba wasn't in his office sitting in his cuck chair watching the video,
well, it might be interested to see what
Hogan wouldn't have had near as many problems because he didn't know he was being recorded. But I digress. I think Bubba milked Hogan's illness and death harder than anybody, and I don't understand how his daughter could be so buddy with him. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Well, we might have to see what she has to say, but we're going to talk about Chris Candido, who passed away this day in 2005. Was he born? He was born March 21st of what year? Was it 72, 73, 74, or 75?
I'm going to say 73. For some reason, I feel like he's... No, 74. He's same. I believe he's the same age as my brother.
Oh, you're going with Darren and Austin.
No, yeah, I think it was 74 because I remember that he was the same age as Ike. Well, he's actually a week older, if I'm right.
You are not right.
Okay.
It was 72. Wow. He was born in 1972.
I thought he was the same age as Ike.
Nope, he was 33 when he died.
All right.
So he might be born about the same date, but is Ike.
Yeah, later? He's a week. His Ike is the 28th of March.
Mm-hmm. What state was Chris billed from? Was he from New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, or Connecticut? He was billed from what state?
I'm going to guess he was from Jersey. Aaron thinks he was from Jersey. Austin thinks he was from Connecticut.
I think Willie might have also said Jersey.
Willie came in. Oh, on the last question.
Oh, and Connecticut.
Allison's saying Connecticut. Willie thinks it's New Jersey.
Half of y'all are correct. It was New Jersey, Asbury Park to be exact, which is also where Bam
Bigelow. Greetings from Asbury Park.
He wasn't born there. He was born in Egerton or something, but he was billed from New Jersey. He was from New Jersey. All right. Chris found success in multiple promotions. Just letting you know that. How many times did he win the ECW heavyweight title? Was it he never won it at once, twice, or 3 times? Very successful in multiple promotions. How many times did he win the ECW heavyweight title?
I don't remember him ever being an ECW champion. I know he was the NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Mm-hmm.
Austin said he was a 2-time champion. Darren and Willie say none. Matthew says none. I say none. I don't remember him ever being ECW champion.
That's because he was not the ECW heavyweight champion. He never won that title. He was the tag team, ECW tag team champion.
Well, if Sonny would have slept with the booker, maybe they
No, Sonny is not mentioned at all in this trivia because I feel like he probably got overshadowed by Sonny his whole entire career, but he was really good. So at the WCW Spring Stampede, April 16th, 2000, what title did Chris win? Did he win the World Heavyweight Championship? Did he win the United States Championship? Did he win the Cruiserweight Championship? Or was he a tag team championship? He won a title at Spring Stampede, April 16th, 2000.
Darren says it was Darren and Austin are saying it was the Cruiserweight Championship. I think it was the Cruiserweight Championship as well.
Oh, Allison thinks so too.
Because I know, he wasn't the next time he was a tag team champion was the NWA.
I will say you are all correct. He was the Cruiserweight champion. It was a 6-man. He also did very well in tournaments. Just throwing that out there. Because this was a tournament to get to the spot. But at what WrestleMania did Chris Candido with Tom Pritchard as the Body Donnas win the WWF Tag Team Championship titles? Was it WrestleMania 6, 7, 8, or 9?
Let's see. It started in 86, 87, 85. So 91, 92. I'm going to say C, 8.
Darren, you and Darren are like on the same wavelength. It's very weird. I don't like that. I'm going to tell you it's not 8.
Okay. Then it's 9.
So you know, it's not 9.
Really? 7? It was that early?
It was 7.
Wow. I wouldn't have thought it would have been that early.
It was a pre-show match. Yes, it was 7. WrestleMania 7. All right. What month and year did Chris Candido win the NWA Heavyweight Championship title in a 10-man tournament due to Shane Douglas vacating the title?
Oh.
So again, he did very well in tournaments. Was it October 1993, November 1993, October 1994, or was it November 1994? He won the NWA Heavyweight Championship in a 10-man tournament.
I'm 100% guessing. Darren thinks it's D. I'm going to go with C.
They were not
Andrew,
the Body
you're wrong.
Donnas. I don't understand. WrestleMania Play team champions on that show were not the Body Donnas. What is he saying?
I think he's saying that you're wrong, that they did not win the championship. Body Donnas didn't win the tag team championships on WrestleMania 7.
It was a pre-show match. Let me look and see.
She says it's a pre-show match, Andrew.
But let me double check. Let's go back to the last.
He said disregard. He said disregard.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, I thought, it was November 1994. I just want to make sure because I was like, I have messed up before, but they defeated, or let's see here. It was a tournament, like I said. Let me look at this real quick. Now I'm just.
Yeah, Willie's saying they didn't debut in 95.
Maybe they weren't called the Body Donnas. Maybe I just saw Tom Pritchard and Chris Candido and just said,
I don't remember. I mean, I wouldn't. If you're always gonna, when it comes to WWE stuff in the 90s. I got a trivia question for those of y'all that were late coming in. How many minutes into the show did it take this week for Amy to get her headgear working?
That's not very nice. That was not very nice. I can't help it. I mean, I really try.
My favorite part was when she told me she was going to be 15 minutes early.
I was. That's the problem. I was, but I could tell it wasn't working.
Okay.
So I was early. That's even worse.
Yeah. 3 minutes and 10 seconds on the countdown clock when I let her in.
That is not very nice. I was struggling.
I'm shaming you. Okay.
You're shaming. You're doing a good job.
Hey, I've been cool for the last month.
I think I'm just going to tell them that I'm going to tell Tep, whenever that package comes in the mail, just send it on back to Amy Vaughn.
Don't be like that.
That's not very nice of you.
That's salty.
Well, I'm like, did I screw this up? I mean, I could have. You know what? Can I not read Roman numerals? That I could see that being like my big problem. Let me make sure. And maybe I'm like
it's probably WrestleMania X2 instead of V2.
Maybe so. Now I'm going to have to be like, do not laugh at me.
Oh, Willie. Oh, God. Willie. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor production.
I think another present.
Oh my
That's
God.
terrible. What in the world? I'm getting beat up all the way around, and all I did was try to.
Austin, I turned Raw on last night, and then I turned it off and went to bed. It's not because I didn't want to watch it. I just wanted to sleep more. I wasn't going to stay up for it. I liked Raw last night. I actually watched a little bit of it. Bro, Matthew said, let's give it to me. I answered 12 the whole time. You win, Matthew. Elvis Presley. The ghost of Colonel Tom Parker will be at your door later to deliver you absolutely nothing.
That's scary. I'm going to find this because
You know what else is scary? It's not scary at all. It's Big Time Belts. You don't have to be scared at Big Time Belts. Facebook.com. Go to the group. Join if you can dream it, we can make it. High quality, low prices. The grand champion gingerbread house was at Big Time Belts.
I love that.
The UWX Atlantic States Heavyweight Championship. And Russ just got another belt from Big Time Belts that is off the chain. Incredible. And I'll show it to you next week.
Oh, cool.
Pinhead Hellraiser Championship. If it's customized, we can do it. Do you want a big gold belt? If you don't have a big gold belt in your wrestling belt collection, you're second best no matter what you tell yourself. Big Time Belts can hook you up with a masterpiece of a big gold belt. Billy Gullett got him a Louisiana Championship belt, Big Time Belts. One Fight Club.
Oh, that's cool.
With that 3D line. And the Battle Zone Light Heavyweight Championship, which I was able to hoist over my head and show to the crowd this past weekend. I cannot begin to tell y'all that this could possibly be my favorite belt that I've held that Big Time Belts has made that doesn't belong to me. Those tanks on that belt are immaculate. The color scheme, the leather. It's a nice sized belt. It's beautiful. They did a great job. They'll do a great job for you. Big Time Belts, Facebook.com. Join Big Time Belts. You can sketch it out on a piece of paper and we can make it for you. And thank you for sponsoring our pod. Speaking of pods, Amy.
Yes.
Double Drop Kick Podcast with Kevin Davenport's back.
Yay, Kevin.
This Saturday night, I'm going to be his guest.
Oh, how exciting.
You were invited too, Amy.
I think I'm going to a Derby party. It's Derby.
Oh, is it Derby?
It is Derby. Saturday is Derby. I hate
was hoping
that.
you were going to show up because Kevin's real good with technical stuff and we was going to get you fixed.
I told you I'm going to buy a new one. So mean to me.
But anyway, I'm looking forward to hanging out with Kevin Saturday night. We're going to talk about the state of wrestling. Y'all know that I have hot sports opinions when it comes to that. It ought to be fun. Hey, I got to tell you.
Tell me.
I saw an article a little while ago that said that Nick Khan and Triple H are using AI to book wrestling.
Interesting.
So
Oh,
I went to ChatGPT.
you made some. What'd you do?
I went to ChatGPT. Let me tell you what I asked him. So I asked ChatGPT, I said, about booking, I said, wrestling question. Does booking a 150-pound wrestler to be heavyweight champion make sense?
Oh my Lord.
Short
Leave
answer.
Darby alone.
Short answer. It can make sense, but only if the booking does the heavy lifting.
Oh,
Wrestling isn't a weigh-in sport. It's a believability sport. A 150-pounder as heavyweight champion works when the story convinces the audience he can hang with giants. When does it make sense? Skill gap is obvious. He's faster, smarter, more technical, thinking chess player in a bar fight. Underdog story is the point. Fans want to see him survive and outmaneuver bigger opponents. Booking protects him. Win comes via counters, submissions, speed, not trading power moves with monsters. Roster context fits. If your locker room isn't full of 280-pound beasts, the size gap feels smaller. Examples in spirit. Rey Mysterio winning the world title. AJ Styles beating bigger opponents through precision. Bryan Danielson grinding giants down. When it doesn't make sense, he's booked like a powerhouse. Nope, fans smell that instantly. He has no sales size difference, kills credibility. No story explains how he wins. Your promotion is built on big man dominance and then suddenly ignores it. That's when the crowd goes, come on.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is
AJ Styles as a smaller, I wouldn't have thought that. Maybe.
So then I asked point blank, what about Darby Allin? Says Darby's the perfect stress test for this idea, and it mostly passes with a few caveats. Does it make sense for Darby to be the heavyweight champ? Yes, if he's booked like Darby, not like a heavyweight. Why it works for Darby Allin. Reckless offense equals equalizer. He turns his body into a missile. Size difference gets erased when the guy chooses to crash on at full speed. Pain tolerance sells it. He absorbs punishment in the way that feels uncomfortable, not fake. You believe he'll outlast someone. Unique aura. He doesn't feel like a small guy trying to be big. He feels like a human highlight reel for zero fear. Crowd investment is automatic. Fans want to see him survive monsters, and that's half the battle. When it gets shaky, if he starts winning clean, dominant, and often overpowers big guys, the illusion cracks. If he's suddenly outstriking heavyweights toe-to-toe, it stops feeling like Darby, and if the title run loses the barely survived edge, it becomes just another champ. How to book him right as a top champion. Every match looks like a car crash, and he barely walks away from it. Wins come from flash pins, countering big moves, opponent mistakes, targeting limbs, and endurance. He should lose sometimes, at least almost lose every time. Commentary should hammer. He doesn't beat you. He outlasts you. And the sweet spot is a short, chaotic reign. Again, bigger, scary challengers, where every defense feels like there's no way he survives this one, and then somehow he does. Bottom line, Darby Allin is a heavyweight champ. It isn't about dominance. It's about survival chaos, stealing wins in the most violent, poetic possible.
Can you move now? Let me see.
I'm
Yes,
okay now.
you're okay now. They could hear you. I just wanted to make sure they could still hear you, but you were
Okay.
frozen a little bit.
But anyway, like I said, I got tickled because I was going to see. That was my test. If I was calling bullshit on them using AI to book wrestling.
Well, I mean,
and then I
you know.
ask it. Then I ask it about the AEW booking, and ChatGPT actually told me why it works, and I can't poke holes in it. It kind of makes sense.
I mean, it's in AI and chat is very interesting. You know, when you ask it questions about things.
I know. I mean, I couldn't poke holes in the reasoning on it. I mean, so I mean, I still wouldn't have done it.
I mean, it's worth getting ideas.
Yeah.
I do think though they booked him that way. I mean, like I said, it's a car crash. And
it's a short reign, and
yes, it'll be a short reign.
Like I said, but I'll reiterate that if any promotion wants to do something that's really non-conducive to believable wrestling, I'm 60 years old. I have boots, gear, and I would be glad to be I would be glad to steamroll everybody in your promotion. I'm not losing.
You're going to be what's the dude that said if a man with two hands
have the
or
storyline.
whatever.
The storyline is going to be I'm dying, and I'll come out to Tim McGraw's "Live Like You're Dying," and I'll just like be steamrolling everybody. Like I don't have nothing to lose. See how I'm booking that?
I like it.
I'd ask ChatGPT if that's a good idea.
People might be cheering for you because you know.
I don't have any wrestling coming up until next month, so there's nothing to preview for this weekend other than being on Kevin Davenport's podcast.
Awesome. If I get a chance, I will jump on. But yes, I am going to a derby party with my mom and my sisters.
Got a lot of good feedback with Andrew being our guest last week.
Who doesn't love Andrew? I loved it. It was
a fun
great.
dynamic having Andrew on.
Definitely. It's always good though to have another perspective, I think too. And Andrew has got a great mind with wrestling. So I mean, I'm always interested to hear his take on things and what he thinks things look like.
I'm ready to hear his take on a top 10 something.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely.
I'm ready for them to get back.
Yes, I believe that is this Sunday. They should be back this Sunday. I don't know if they have a topic yet.
All right. Well, we're going to wind this thing up because we have something planned. We're going to do a little recording with TJ Stevens here on Markout Moments. We're not doing it live.
It's going to be so cool.
But we're going to be opening some trading cards. We're going to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So
I picked up some when I was in Vegas, and Dave's got some too, right?
Yeah, we went to Best Buy the other day. They had 2 boxes, and I'm like,
oh man,
why don't we get both of them?
Heck yeah.
Well, we went to Target, and the new LJN figures they came out. They had them out, all 4 of them: King Kong Bundy,
oh cool,
Jesse Ventura, the Ultimate Warrior, and who was the other one?
I do not know.
King Kong Bundy, the Ultimate Warrior, Jesse Ventura, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I just decided not to buy them. I'm like, really? I'm just not feeling it.
I am in the market for an Obafemi. If anybody has one, just letting y'all know. I got some nieces and nephews I got to take care of. I got a niece that I need to take care of.
Yeah.
The nephew has been very well.
Anyway, so I didn't spend $100 on action figures, and I spent more. But we did get a couple boxes of cards, and we're gonna have a good time seeing if we can mine some gold out of those things.
Yes, I hope so.
So next week we'll be back here. We'll review part 2 of the Curse of the Von Erichs. And then in 2 weeks, we will talk about the Hulk Hogan documentary. I like the first 2 episodes.
Do you want to try to see if we can get more clips or watch Brooke on the Bubba the Love Sponge or whatever, just to see what she says? I'll try to. I don't mind. I'll try to.
I mean,
what I can hear.
if you think we should, I could probably find the clips. I just don't get it. I can't.
Well, I'd want to know what
wrap my head around that.
Yeah, I just want to know what she said. You know, like what was, like you said.
I would like to know why she fell out with her dad. I mean, he did everything he could to put her singing career over.
Well, we'll see. Maybe.
I mean, you can't be mad. You can't be mad that he got some strange, and then talk to the guy whose wife he was getting some strange from.
I mean,
while he was sitting in the cuck chair, that don't make no sense.
Well, and the other thing, it just, maybe, I don't know. I have to watch the documentary. I have no idea.
All right. Well, we'll be back here next week on Mark Out Moments. I'm Pondwater Dave. She's Amy Vaughn. Thank you for joining us on Talking Rasslin.